Hello there. Do you rate yourself as an attractive introvert or an unattractive introvert? Or perhaps not even an introvert at all, perhaps you're an ambivert or extrovert. There are all of these terms that are used to describe a person who is more in silence type that is not so much social versus a really social, loud kind of person. Well, this video is about my experience as both an attractive introvert and an unattractive introvert. And what is the difference between these two? I may be thinking some surface level bullshit right now, like I was treated shitty as an unattractive introvert versus an attractive introvert as a high schooler. But little did you know that actually goes way more deeper than that. You see, I was an unattractive type of introvert when I was in primary school. Right, the first grade to the fifth grade was the time when that wasn't the best periods of my life. They say that childhood is supposed to be the best moments of our lives entirely. I don't think it was for me, personally, because as a primary school goer from first grade to fifth grade, I was treated like an NPC. I was a nobody because I was an unattractive introvert. I didn't speak much. Even if I attempt to speak, everyone made fun of me. I was half bullied, to be honest. Not like I was full-on bullied, verbal abuse, and then beating and stuff, right? Not like that. But I was half abused and bullied when I was a kid. It's like, yeah, it was actually obvious why I would be treated like that, because I was a fat, lazy, degenerate kid as well. Many of my quote-unquote friends made me a laughing stock. I was the last one to be chosen in a PT classes. The cool kids gang at the childhood didn't really allow me in their gang. It basically heard that nobody actually chose me to play, since I was actually just a lazy fat kid. Obviously, I wouldn't really play well. I actually played well, by the way. Nobody actually saw that, but it's just some surface level bullshit treatment like that. But don't get me wrong. It's not like I was or treated by like that by every single person. I still remember a few friends, actual friends, that were kind and genuine to me as a child. I still remember their names. I'm not exposing due to some privacy issues, but anyways, I do remember friends like that. Some of the friends that may be a laughing stock, other kind of genuine friends who actually were who I was actually spending time with, because it was actually obvious why I was treated like that. Because I was a lazy, fat, degenerate kid. Obviously, any kid would make fun of another kid who even if he has a good personality. Me personally, I'm actually confident I had a good personality as a child, but still. But when I think about it, around the middle school, after the fifth grade, the sixth grade to eighth grade was actually much more better than before, because I had some passion and goals about basketball. I had a huge crush on basketball. As a child, I actually really liked basketball and then shoe skates. So I took my passion on it and then I started training on it. I started basketball training at my own school, so everybody knows I was almost a professional basketballer at that time, since I was actually really serious about it. And then for the shoe skates, I was also serious in that. I was trying two sports at once, and it was actually really unexpected, because in shoe skates at some tournament I actually won the matches. Like I was placed at the second, I was placed at the third, sometimes I was placed at the first, and also in basketball tournaments as well. Basketball tournaments, I actually played well, but still I was a substitute. So I don't really remember playing tournaments that much, but I do remember that our school team actually won some tournaments. So as that kind of the person who actually took care of himself at that temporary time, my reputation was becoming more better. As I was that kid who did studies well as did sports well as well. Well, might be basketball and it might be basketball and then skates, but as an athletic, I was just a kid who vomited by losing energy over running 200. After gaining some sports repetition like that, I was actually becoming better at myself. I was actually chosen first when it comes to basketball. Like I was rated as a basketball player at that time, and then this time I actually felt like my gang, that cool kid gangs, kind of included me, dude, when it comes to sports. But other than that, I was just a silent kid, so they didn't really involve me in their atrocities. Yeah, there was some troublemakers at the childhood. I was attracting some good friends as a child, as a 6th to 8th grade during that middle school. Because I was training, my physical health was better. My mental health also got better due to that. And I also had good personality as well. So it was actually good at that time. It was, the middle school went really nice for some years. But then comes the high school. We're just going to exclude the COVID times because that wasn't the time when I had the best version of myself. No, that I remember saying that during a story time Saturday. If you remember that, you can go and watch that. But after that COVID times, then comes the high school. Now, just remembering it actually gives me really good memories. Like these 2 years are the best school years of my life. The high school. This time I was in a different school. The high school is the time when things got skyrocketed for the better. Especially since I was on a self-improvement journey at that time. Well, they do say that first impression is the best impression, so I actually nailed it really well. The first impression on my new school, I was a self-improvement guy. I built some really good physique, and then my mental health was better. I also talked better. My personality got so much better. I had a powerful personality at the time. I'm actually proud to admit. All thanks to my God. All thanks to my dear God. And then I studied well. My body was good, and the sports was also awesome. I actually won a 800-meter race when I was in 11th grade. I remember correctly. So at that time, obviously, you would expect. I was this attractive type of introvert. First, at the primary school, I was an unattractive introvert. But as the high schooler, I was an attractive introvert. Everybody liked me. I made friends rather really quickly. I had good social skills. I still develop social skills even now, but still I had a decent social skills as a high schooler. And then, obviously, like that, the 2 years of my high school went like really awesome. The golden times of my life were the high school times. And my reputations got skyrocketed. I was one of the popular kids in the school during that time. So you see, in both these cases, I was still an introvert. I still valued silence. I still liked silence. I still liked solitude. But you see, in both these cases, I was still an introvert. But the attraction was different this time. Mainly because I was on a self-improvement journey as a high schooler that I wasn't before. The things that made me attractive goes both on the inside and on the outside. Like I gained attraction point on the inside by being kind, confidence, gentle, the gentleman kind, and then sympathetic, and then assertiveness, masculinity, and then resilience, and so on. These are the inside attractive points that everyone likes. Not everyone, but still most of the people. Outside attraction points obviously includes my physique, my face, and my muscles, and etc. And then of course fashion. Yeah, they also commented on my fashion, like I was a fashion stylist kind of person. As they said themselves. I'm not bragging or anything. All right. So from my experience, being an attractive introvert made a hell of a lot of difference. It was a lot of difference actually, especially when it comes to treatment. I was treated way differently as an attractive introvert than I was as an unattractive introvert. Or perhaps it might also be due to the first impression makes the best impression kind of the moments when I was in high school. Perhaps that also helped to skyrocket my reputation as well. But anyways, it was obviously better to be a kind gentleman than it was to be a nice guy, kind of the guy who just pretends to be nice in order with some ulterior motives. That's why kind gentlemen are 100 times attractive than nice guys. So from my experience, these are the difference between the attractive introvert and the unattractive introvert. Attractive introvert is a person who values silence and solitude. He uses the solitude for creative things that he wants to do, he loves to do. That is not instant gratification. Whereas the unattractive type of introvert also values silence, for different reasons also. This is for different reasons. He values silence because he is socially awkward. He doesn't want to speak. He doesn't know how to speak properly. He is socially awkward, so he prefers silence, and he uses his solitude to waste his time. He wastes his time doing some instant gratification activity. That is an unattractive type. The second point is that the attractive introvert type of the guy, he is not really socially interactive, but he knows his social skills a lot more better. He does have better social skills. He does have confidence. People like him. He makes sure people like him for his confidence, for his authenticity. He has a strong personality. Even though he was silent. Even though he's silent, he's expressive. Whereas the unattractive type of the introvert is totally socially awkward. He has no social skills. And the worst part is that he doesn't make any attempt to improve his social skills as well. That is far worse than the average. If you're making an attempt to be the attractive type of introvert from the unattractive type, then you're doing something better. You're doing something better than wasting your time. The third point is that the attractive type of introvert is often the kind gentleman type, and the unattractive type of introvert is often the nice guy type of the guy. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you like me, like and subscribe. I really hope you found this video valuable, because I really appreciate your support. Really thank you for watching. If you made it this far, then I hope you find value in this video as well. Here's an actionable step for you. Turn off your device and think once again. Stare at a wall. Find your purpose. Think whether you're the attractive type or the unattractive type of introvert. And then watch this video. Get down, get up again, and improve.